Hey guys, Scare9 here, welcome back to my channel today, and in this video we're going to be talking about a ton of information that came in an interview with Scott Taylor and Steve Cotton while they were talking to the Game Informer people. Of course, I will have the full interview linked down below, but in this video we're going to wrap up like the 10 most important things, somewhere around there, and there is a lot of very insightful information here regarding things like random rolls on legendary armor, stuff to do with Masterworks, Infusion, how that is changing with the new system, and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So to start off with, this is something that is very important to me. It's a small point, but I did want to go ahead and bring it up. They did confirm that there are going to be more secret quests like the Whisper of the Worm within Forsaken. They said they won't be exactly the same, but there's going to be stuff like that hidden. That makes me extremely excited just because, you know, obviously this is some of the most fun content we've had ever in Destiny, and it's just a ton of fun. I'm so glad that they're realizing that this is what we want, and I cannot wait to see what they put in the game. And then as a kind of addendum to that, they did confirm that the Whisper of the Worm is still going to be a power weapon with the new weapon system in Forsaken. With the next thing, they did a little bit of explaining on the new Masterwork system for legendary armor. They said that anytime you get a piece of legendary armor to drop, it will drop with a random stat bonus, but unlike now, that stat bonus cannot be re-rolled. You cannot, you know, put a couple of Masterwork cores into it to get a different stat. It is static once it drops, but it is random every time it does drop. However, it can now be upgraded. So you can upgrade a piece of armor up to 10 times, and whenever you hit that 10th time, it becomes a full Masterwork variant of that armor piece. But what we don't know is what you get every time you do upgrade it. Is there going to be a different stat bonus for each of the 10 upgrades? That seems a little bit crazy, but maybe you get a little bit more resistance while you are in your super with each point, or maybe they're adding something completely different. Maybe it adds something visual to your armor. Maybe it does give you more of that bonus stat. We will just have to wait and see, but it is definitely a very interesting idea for the system. And they also confirmed that there are not going to be Masterwork exotic armor changes just yet. That will be coming after Forsaken launches. Now, the next thing is to do with Infusion. Infusion is now based on slots, so kinetic, energy, and power, and no longer gun type. So you just need another weapon in the same slot, not the same weapon type. So if you have an auto rifle in your kinetic slot, you can use anything else in your kinetic slot. A sidearm, a scout rifle, a pulse rifle, it does not matter. Just white weapons infused into white weapons, green into green, purple into purple, or, you know, kinetic, energy, and power. Now, this is also very interesting because there's a new dynamic here. So infusing is obviously easier, but it may cost much more than you are used to now. Just because it is easier, they wanted to balance that out a little bit more, and it's something you're going to have to keep in mind while you are playing. Now, in addition to the information on the Masterwork armor set, we also got info on how the random perks are going to work on the armor. You get two main perks that roll in addition to the bonus stat. The first is going to be an ability / weapon modifier, things that make like your grenades go further. Maybe your scout rifle now has a little bit more stability thanks to your armor set or something like that. And then in addition to that, the second perk always has to do with ammo economy. Now, they also mentioned that unfortunately there are not bonuses for wearing a full set of armor. However, whenever you do complete a full set of armor and equip it, you will get a badge, which will help you unlock more triumphs, which are, you know, the challenges that are tracked in your in-game menu after the Forsaken launches. And as you get more triumphs, you will be able to get titles that go in front of your name in-game. So when people look at you, they see this kind of title, and it shows how many armor sets you have collected or how many triumphs you've completed, and it all around just shows like how dedicated and hardcore of a player you are. So while we aren't getting full stat bonuses, which would have been nice, but it's all right that we're not getting them, we are still getting this really cool in-game recognition of how much time you put into it and how many armor sets you really complete. And now to wrap up the video, we just have a couple of miscellaneous things to go over. They're not very important, but they are information that we learned. First off, the Celestial Nighthawk will not buff the brand new Fire Knives super for the Gunslinger. Vanguard, weapon parts, and Crucible tokens will still all have uses in Forsaken. They're not being changed, so if you want to grind out strikes or Crucible games or, you know, delete a bunch of your weapons now, you will be able to still use those once the expansion launches. Swords will now be able to have shaders applied to them, which is awesome. And then finally, the way they're kind of dealing with the shader crisis is that you can go to the Cryptarch and delete 5 shaders at a time. Now, this seems to be a little bit problematic. I don't know about you guys, but I have about 2,000 blue geometry shaders, and even doing that 5 at a time, that is going to take for freaking ever. So I really hope they take a look at this system, make it a little bit easier initially, and then maybe they can slow it down with this or something. I'm not really sure, but I really hope that it doesn't take forever. If it is just 5 at a time, let it be a click of the button, right? So let me just sit there and tap A instead of having to hold it like we have to for shaders now, just to make it a little bit more efficient. So let me know what you guys think about all of these changes down in the comment section below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and to share it with your friends. If you're interested in watching either of the 2 videos on screen, you can click at their respective annotations to be taken to them. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed to my awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you in my next video.